Welcome to day 2 of Atlassian's Remote Summit, live on tape from my home office. We're living through a crazy, uncertain time right now, so if any of my kids run into the room, let me apologize in advance. On a more serious note, I do want to say a heartfelt thanks to our community of employees, partners, and customers at this event and around the world. We hope that you're all keeping safe and staying well. Thank you for adapting with us as we've moved Summit from Las Vegas to being filmed from everyone's houses around the globe. I don't know what will happen next with this virus, but I do know that through this forced time of change, we're going to see new technologies, new services, and new ways of working emerging. In the past couple of weeks, I think we've already seen a lot of that. For example, a new Chrome extension has just launched called Netflix Party that allows you to stream a movie at the same time as your friends and keep a real-time running commentary going on the side. It's like movie night with friends, except everyone stays safe at home. Other businesses, from fine dining to bookstores, are adapting to a takeout and delivery model. And customers like Stanford have pivoted from in-person classes for nearly 7,000 undergraduates to conducting every single class online for their entire upcoming spring quarter. We are at the beginning of a new era of transformation. Teams and businesses will need to embrace a new normal in order to thrive. It's reminiscent of another era of transformation that started over 50 years ago. It started with IBM launching the 704 mainframe. Quickly, DEC and others created microcomputers, and even faster came PCs from the likes of Commodore, Tandy, Apple, etc. But it wasn't until we had some form of broadband internet that we got real mobile computing. True broadband internet and mobile computing created a flood of innovation, solving hard problems across commerce, financial services, energy, transportation, and more. But even though you could connect to the information in your hand, you still need a place for that information to live and breathe, to make sense of it, and to connect to it. And that started the rise of the cloud, because it quickly became key to our digital lives. Cloud is a great equalizer, a crucial building block to bridge our physical and digital worlds, no matter the use case, from healthcare to online dating to financial services. Cloud is merging our physical and digital worlds in ever new and useful ways. With more than 4 billion people online today, everything and everyone is connected, and businesses have responded. For almost every company, cloud computing initiatives have seen the largest increase in IT investment. Unsurprisingly, within a company's cloud investments, software as a service makes up the largest portion. So SaaS is driving overall cloud computing growth and will reach a market size of more than $150 billion in just 2 more years, which would account for more than 40% of all cloud computing. Indeed, a majority of businesses now self-identify as predominantly SaaS-driven businesses. And the average employee now relies on many SaaS apps to do their jobs every day, across different departments, from engineering and design to marketing, sales, HR, and finance. For those reasons, more than 90% of customers start their Atlassian journey with our cloud products. And many of you have already chosen Atlassian Cloud, and many more are thinking about how to move forward with that choice. The Atlassian Cloud has been built to scale infinitely in all directions, no matter your industry, region, or function. Not only do 90% of our customers start on cloud, but we see over 10 billion requests per day. That's more than 140,000 requests a second to the Atlassian Cloud. We're seeing widespread adoption of our cloud products across diverse industries around the world. For example, teams at Stitch Fix use Jira Software, Service Desk, Confluence, and Atlassian Access to deliver the perfect fit for their customers. Teams at AstraZeneca use Jira Software and Confluence to make breakthroughs in medicine for millions of patients around the world. Teams at Sony Pictures are using Jira Software, Confluence, and Atlassian Access to create a web of knowledge that powers innovation and creativity across their organization. And teams at Visa are using Jira Software and Confluence to power the financial backbone of their global payments infrastructure. There's no debate that SaaS is a fundamentally better way for companies to run their business. Large incumbent enterprises are moving to SaaS, while newer modern companies are built with a cloud-only mindset. What all these companies have in common is that they're set free to focus on their core mission, solving new problems, addressing new opportunities, and innovating on behalf of their customers every day, while we run our products for them, distraction-free, in the cloud, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We continue to accelerate on the cloud because our promise is to deliver the best Atlassian experience for everyone. You continue to get a faster, stronger, safer cloud at a global scale with all its built-in benefits. Later on in this keynote, you'll hear from Anu about all of the amazing continued progress and innovation we've made in our cloud platform. And for those of you who are still on their journey to Atlassian's cloud products, we know the path can sometimes take a while. You'll hear more in this keynote from Alison and Junie about how we continue to actively support you on that journey. Before I hand things off, I want to thank you all again. Thank you for watching, for being part of our broader Atlassian family, and thank you for adapting with us to all of these changes. I do hope to see you all in person in Las Vegas in 2021. Now, I want to introduce you to an industry veteran with his first-hand account of the transformation journey his organization has undertaken over the past 10 years. Please welcome Sasan Goodarzi, the CEO of Intuit.
Thank you, Mike, and hello to everyone participating in this virtual summit. These are unprecedented times for all of us. I'm so inspired by how everyone around the world is coming together to support each other. Families, employees, communities, and customers. Just amazing to see. This virus is a true equalizer. It's not taking sides, and it's really an opportunity for all of us to learn what's most important in life, which is our health. In the midst of all of this, kudos to all of you for being here. It's in times like this that it's even more important than ever to look over the horizon. In times like this, as hard as it is, it's critical to play offense. So today, my plan is to share our catalyst to become a cloud-based global company and the lessons that we've learned along the way. And my partner in crime, Sarah Peterson, and I will be having a conversation about Intuit, our journey to the cloud that Mike referenced. Now, our chat will hopefully offer some insight on why our own self-disruption was necessary, the challenges that we faced and how we overcame them, and how we learned and what we learned might be helpful to you and other companies that are on this journey. The two things to remember, it comes down to having a dream and conviction. So with that, let's get started.
Great, thanks, Sasan. So for those who are not familiar with Intuit, can we start by sharing a little bit more about who we are and how we serve our customers?
Yeah, sure. So, Intuit was born in 1983 when our founder, Scott Cook, was watching his wife, Signe, at the kitchen table struggling to balance the family checkbook. And he thought to himself, there has got to be a better way. And that's really what gave birth to our first product, Quicken, which used the power of technology to really revolutionize how people managed their personal finance. And from there, we've grown into a global company. We're the proud makers of TurboTax, QuickBooks, and Mint. And today, we're honored to serve more than 50 million customers around the world, helping to put more money in their pockets, both consumers, self-employed, and small businesses. And we do that with many partners like accountants and financial institutions and government entities. And we're now over $7 billion in revenue. And last year, nearly $4 billion of our $7 billion in revenue was cloud revenue, growing at 23%. And over our history, we've had to reinvent ourselves more than once. We've gone from DOS to Windows to mobile to the cloud, and now most recently, really focused on becoming an AI-driven expert platform. And one of the reasons that we've been able to grow and thrive over the years, although it's not been easy, is that self-disruption and reimagining ourselves has become part of who we are. It's become part of our culture. And we always say, fall in love with the customer problem, not our solutions, to really give us the courage to change.
Great. So let's talk about one of those transformations. What prompted Intuit's journey to the cloud?
Yeah, we are always observing our customers. We go and spend time with them in their homes, businesses, so that we can understand what their challenges are and what their hopes are. We have a saying, don't listen to what customers say, observe what they do, as most customers don't actually do what they say. So it's important to really observe them in action. And around 2012, we saw the emergence of social media, mobile, and the cloud. And the customers' expectations and needs were completely changing. They needed to be able to run their business and do their taxes and manage their finances from any device at any time, from anywhere in the world. And at the time, the company was doing really well. We had a desktop business that was centered in North America that was robust and healthy. And when I say desktop business, I'm talking about like shipping CDs that you put into a laptop or a computer back then. But we saw 4 fundamental shifts emerging that would either be a catalyst for growth if we capitalized on them, or they could be sources of potential disruption if we failed to execute. Let me just share with you what some of those shifts were as we saw them back then. One, the era of social media was fundamentally reshaping how people related to products and would require us to become an awesome product and platform company. The rise of the cloud with no boundaries or borders would really require us to become a global cloud-driven company. And not only was the cloud transforming the customer expectations, its global reach meant that we now had the fierce competitors coming from all across the world moving into our core markets in the US. And then the third is customers shifting from the desktop to mobile devices, phones, tablets, and it was requiring us to reimagine our products for a mobile-first world, a mobile-only world. Also the explosion of mobile lowered the barriers to entry and created new low-end disruptors like Square that were expanding into our core businesses. And finally, I would say data. Data would become the fuel for the next wave of innovation and really breakthrough benefits at Intuit while resetting our expectations around what we needed to deliver for customers and their trust and being stewards of their data. So really, it was very clear to us that these trends could either significantly disrupt our business or they could be an opportunity for us to change, grow, and find new and better ways to serve customers. So that was really the catalyst.
So with those being the trends, then what did Intuit do to take this step to transform the company?
Yeah, it wasn't easy. This was a huge change for the company. It wasn't just, kind of swapping out some technologies. It was really a shift that touched everyone and got into the DNA of the company. We were moving from being a siloed desktop company and shipping CDs to really figuring out how to become a platform company. Siloed code bases, siloed data, siloed teams, lacking the talent that we needed to be in the cloud, and then very kind of localized, local business unit mindsets. And the company was performing well, but we could see a sea change happening underneath us, and we knew if we didn't do something now, we would get disrupted. So it was really, really hard. So really, the first thing that we did was to galvanize the entire company around what we're going to need to do and where we're headed. For us, it meant a few things. One, it was getting back to our roots and embracing the power of these new technologies to deliver awesome products for our customers. It was really about making the decision to move beyond being a product company and opening up our platform. And this meant that our products would openly compete with other offerings on our platform that were right for customers on the merit of the benefit that they delivered and giving customers a choice. But it also enabled us to benefit from the contribution of others to solve more problems for our customers that we could otherwise deliver on our own. And finally, I would say, focusing on using data that would be flowing through our ecosystem to deliver better product experiences with much more personalized offerings that would help customers save and do more with their money. So, with these three things that I just mentioned, these three principles in place, we began a transformational change across the company. It was very tops down, but in a way that would galvanize and win the hearts of our employees. But we really had no option. This was about changing our DNA. So there were several things that we did, and there were big things. We changed the values of the company. It's only like the second time we had touched the values of the company, and we changed some of our values that was really in context of being bold, learning fast, and shifting our mindset to think as one platform company versus a bunch of siloed teams. We changed our strategy to be an open platform about us and others building on our platform to deliver for customers. We began to break down monolithic code bases in our quest to modernize our technology into composable services with APIs, what we call everything as a service. And then we divested businesses, including our original product, Quicken, believe it or not, that it just did not support our strategic goals. And we wanted to find a better home that was more aligned with the Quicken strategy at the time. And we raised the bar on our talent recruitment and development efforts to recruit and retain top talent with the skills that we needed for the journey ahead. So those were some of the things that we had to lead through and change.
Great. I mean, I was here and I know there were some challenging times, but I know it also led to some great results. So can you maybe share what the results we saw were?
Yeah, it's really easy to talk about it now, but it took a lot of time, and there were many ups and downs along the way. But ultimately we were able to transform the company from a North American desktop company into a global product and platform company. We're now growing around the world and have truly made the leap to being a global company, although we have a long ways to go to truly be global. Today, our platform revenue accounts for more than half of Intuit's total revenue. And as I mentioned just a few moments ago, last fiscal year, Intuit grew our combined QuickBooks Online and TurboTax Online platform revenue. It was nearly $4 billion, growing at 23%. And beyond being a catalyst for growth, we're most proud that this transformation has allowed us to better serve our customers. And now we're on to the next transformation, which is becoming a AI-driven expert platform.
Great. So for you personally, what were some of the biggest challenges that you faced along the way?
Well, change is never easy. Internally, it was really hard. First of all, we had to shift to the cloud internally. When I say internally, for the things we had to do, not so much even for customers, but they enable us to deliver for customers. And this actually was an interesting time because it's when I became the CIO of the company, and I needed to play an important role to enable this shift. So we, started shifting to using some of the Atlassian products. We were, in essence, building our own data centers, and we made a decision to shift to AWS. That was a huge decision, but in order to do that, we actually had to make our apps cloud ready, and they weren't cloud ready. And then the move to Slack. These were all massive shifts. At the same time, while we had to kind of redo what we were using internally to deliver for customers, we had to figure out how to move to devices and to the cloud for our customers. All of our new customers expected it. All of our existing customers didn't want to change. They loved the desktop product. So it's a very interesting challenge. And this is where you have to have a dream, you have to have clarity, and you must have conviction. And it's about perseverance. And that's why I mentioned earlier, we evolved our values, our strategy, declared a set of priorities with milestones and metrics. And we held ourselves accountable to it. We learned from our misses, but just never looked back and never gave up.
Great. So we're here at the Atlassian Virtual Summit. Can you talk about the role Atlassian products played in this journey?
Yeah, a big role. The Atlassian products have been a key element in helping us run our business during this transformation. We rely heavily on the Atlassian collaboration and content creation platforms like Jira and Confluence to really drive deeper productivity across our global distributed workforce. Jira actually helped us build product differently by consistently tracking user stories, defects, incident reports, and through automation and tracking and measuring, giving us the ability to measure productivity. This was our team's end-to-end, PM, design, and especially engineering. And Confluence is actually the main repository for sharing ideas, storing engineering and business process documents that enable Intuit-wide collaboration. And these two tools are business critical for Intuit and are really vital parts of our business and our software development operations today.
Great. You know, a lot of companies are thinking about going through the same transition, considering it. What would be your advice for them?
You know, I would say you're behind. I would say that you have to embrace the benefit of the cloud versus the risk of what you think you'll lose to move to the cloud. Three specific things I would say is embrace change and look at it as an opportunity. Know that it's not easy, that it will push you out of your comfort zone and will force your teams to build new muscles. But that's very important to set you up for the future. I would also be, clear and declare what is not going to change. In times of change, employees need something to hang on to that, okay, this is not going to change and this will. And so as you go through this journey, what is going to be your true north as a company? What is all of this change in service to? What does success look like? Why are you doing it? What's the outcome? Because I think getting your employees' heartbeat to go faster because they know what the clear places that they're going to and why they're doing it is important. And lastly, and I should have probably started with this, stay focused on your customers. The more you focus on solving their most important problems, the more you'll be open to discovering new things, innovative things, and disrupting yourselves and thinking differently. Fall in love with your customers' problems, which could really help your internal employees not get anchored on the solution that they love, but what's most important to customers. This is why we're able to, move to Atlassian products using Slack, using AWS, because we listened to our internal customers and we had to ultimately make a change.
Great. Well, I think we're at the end of time. Just any final thoughts you want to leave the audience with?
Yeah, I would just add that we are all in another moment of great change. It's not of our choosing, but characters are revealed in tough times, in times of crisis. So I would say be safe, stay healthy, as that is your number one priority. But use this moment in time to play offense. Use this time to get ahead. My son plays competitive basketball, and he's now a freshman in high school. And one thing I've always instilled in him is hard work always wins. And the days that he's feeling a little lazy, I remind him that there's someone out there somewhere working harder than him, so they can be better than him and be the best that they can be. And so some of you in the audience will use this time to get ahead, embrace the future, create that future. And those of you that do will help your company win. Lastly, I think Atlassian is a very special company, incredible culture, forward-looking, very innovative, which is why Intuit has put our future of productivity in their hands. So enjoy the virtual summit. Thank you for having me, Mike and team, and stay healthy, stay safe, and go create the future together. See you later.
Thank you, Sasan. Hi, everyone. I'm Anu Bharadwaj, Head of Server and Data Center in Atlassian Cloud Platform. Over the last 3 years, you've heard from me about all the progress that we are making on our cloud journey with you. Today, I'm delighted to share with you the final and climactic part of that journey so we can help you unleash the power of your teams, even in uncertain times. We launched Atlassian Cloud a decade ago. We've come a long way together, from strengthening our cloud platform to launching new products like Access and Premium. This journey culminates in our cloud offerings for our largest organizations across our enterprise customers. On our cloud journey, we've focused on 3 specific areas: building more intelligence into our products, building a cloud platform that can scale to large user and data sets, allowing deep customization of our cloud products so you can extend our cloud to make it your own. Let's start with the newest innovations in our cloud products. At Atlassian, we say great teams require hearts and smarts. We know that Jira and Confluence are the heartbeat of many of your organizations. As you use our cloud, we make smart connections across people you work with and the work that you do. Let me show you a few examples of many innovative ways in which these smart connections can serve you. Let's start with search. With a clean and modern user experience in cloud, it's easy to find what you need via a global search bar. Even as you type, we automatically predict and serve a set of instant results while doing a deeper search in the background. When we serve the full set of results, we personalize this to you. Since our products are smart enough to understand the context you're working in, the people you're working with, the teams you're working on, the issues you created, the pages you wrote, we return the results that are most relevant to you. This makes searching and finding work a breeze. Today, one of the biggest complaints we hear from customers is that there are too many email notifications from Jira. We heard you and fixed this problem with smart notifications. We batch multiple notifications from Jira into a single push so we can prioritize the most important notification to call your attention to, like direct @mentions. With smart notifications in Jira, you now receive 30% less email than you used to in the past. As your org grows bigger, so does the list of people you work with. But our cloud understands the context you're working in and provides intelligent suggestions of the teammates you want to loop in when you're doing your daily work. So when you're mentioning someone on your Confluence team space, Confluence automatically suggests your team members who are the likeliest ones you want to pull into the page. The same smarts engine is used for other scenarios like triaging an issue in Jira. Now, Jira automatically suggests the likeliest people to work on an issue instead of an alphabetical list of everyone in your org. And we've taken this predictive autocomplete to other fields like labels and components to really speed up the whole issue triage process. As you saw, we are continually building new ways to make our products smarter so your teams can work faster and better. We know that many of you use Atlassian products with one or more apps. Whether they're apps downloaded from our marketplace or custom apps that you build in-house yourselves, we have many users making Atlassian Cloud their own via our extensibility. We believe that in today's modern world, you should not be locked into a single provider and be free to choose from the best tools out there. So we've been tirelessly partnering and integrating with many of the best SaaS providers in market to give you the best of breed choice and flexibility so you can build your own tool chain on your terms. To extend the capabilities we provide in cloud products out of the box, we have more than 1,000 apps and integrations in our cloud marketplace. We see a rush of cloud app development over the past year where we've literally added a new app into our marketplace every single day. While it's great to have a large number of apps in the marketplace, we know that this is about trust. We want you to have the same security and trust that you've come to expect out of Atlassian from our app marketplace as well. So we've created a SecOps team dedicated to this mission. They're working closely across our app ecosystem to up-level security measures through new programs like bug bounties and additional security tooling for our marketplace partners. We are also launching a new marketplace partner program which will require enhanced security certification as part of eligibility criteria. So you can choose our apps with peace of mind. But what if we said that any app you built on our cloud platform would come with best-in-class security by default? That we would host your cloud apps on our infrastructure so you inherit the ability to auto-scale. And that building cloud apps would be easier than you ever thought, thanks to our components being available for use with a simple declarative UI. Well, I am so proud to tell you that we've built all that and more in our brand new extensibility framework. We're calling it Atlassian Forge. Forge empowers all developers, customers, third-party app vendors, and our SaaS integration partners to customize Atlassian products, create new solutions, and cross-functional workflows that help teams work better together. All of this is built on top of our secure, scalable cloud infrastructure where we can run, host, and scale your app for you. So go on our website, give it a whirl, and tell us what you think. Our customers include over 80% of Fortune 500 companies, as well as thousands of hyper-growth startups. This means we think about scale a lot. What does it take to devise systems and software that can perform well across thousands of employees, hundreds of geos, and various different industries? Last Summit, we launched Cloud Premium for Jira Software and Confluence, and they've had phenomenal customer reception. Our IT customers will rejoice to know that now Jira Service Desk is also available in Cloud Premium Edition, so you can get the goodness of unlimited storage, guaranteed SLA, and extended support in Jira Service Desk as well. But that's not all. We continue to add even more capabilities into our premium editions. Let me show you what's in store for you. First up, security. One of our most highly requested features is the ability to define specific IP addresses that are allowed access to your Jira and Confluence Cloud. This is why we built IP allow listing into Cloud Premium. If a request comes in from a network that's not on your defined list of allowed IPs, it will be blocked at the edge of Atlassian's network. This gives your IT team the power to restrict Jira and Confluence access to specific internal employees and approved external contractors, so you can avoid unknown devices and external networks risking your systems. As your org grows, you have to manage not just teams, but teams of teams. So coming this quarter, we are thrilled to introduce in Jira Software Premium our advanced road mapping feature. This helps you build roadmaps that roll up work from multiple teams and projects into a single place. A single source of truth where you can offer stakeholders a macro level view as well as drill into the details of individual projects. You can track dependencies and blockers as well as manage capacity across teams and projects in one single place. Next, we are adding project archiving in Jira Software Premium. A much asked for ability in Jira, project archiving lets you archive projects and issues that are no longer in active use. This helps you reduce clutter in your instances while still being able to search through your archives for data when you need it. And we've saved the best for the last. The most powerful capability in Jira Premium, Jira Automation. The ability to automate tasks and processes throughout Jira, right out of the box. That's right, no extra apps needed. Premium delivers this right out of the box. Jira Automation, you now have a no-code rule builder that you can use to trigger workflows on Jira events. This is extremely handy and saves a lot of time for common tasks and automations across Jira. With Cloud Premium, you unlock the ability to run global automation rules at scale, so you can automate tasks and workflows across your entire org, across as many Jira projects as you need. You can see how we've packed a ton of power into our premium offerings across Jira Software, Confluence, and Jira Service Desk. Cannot wait for you all to try our brand new Cloud Premium products and tell us what you think. Speaking of scale, being agile at scale requires sophisticated ways to steer the ship forward across multitudes of teams. To help you do this, we continue to improve Jira Align. If you use OKR planning, like we do at Atlassian, you know how important it is to connect strategy and execution at all levels of your teams. We are launching a new capability in Jira Align to help you do just that. OKR planning is open to everyone, so teams can know what top-level objective their work contributes to and how it ladders up to company's success. And for those of your teams that are not in Jira but are using Trello instead, we have a way to seamlessly connect their work to the bigger picture in Jira Align through our Jira Align Trello connector. Now you can bring all your teams together in Jira Align no matter where they work. Okay, on to my biggest product launch announcement for this year. Are you ready for this? Last year, we raised user limits on an instance in Jira and Confluence Cloud from 5,000 to 10,000 users. But what if you have more than 10,000 users? Today, I'm happy to announce that with our latest product launch, we offer unlimited horizontal scale. This means that you can unify unlimited instances of 10,000 users across your organization, bridging business units, departments, and regions to work in a standardized way. Unlimited horizontal scale is just one of the many things we offer in our brand new product edition, Cloud Enterprise for Jira Software and Confluence. Now available in a public early access program that we are super thrilled to share with you. Together, we're going to scale even greater heights. We have jam-packed our newest Cloud Enterprise product with tons of scale and security features that will equip you to serve the needs of your entire organization. With Cloud Enterprise, you also get Atlassian Access bundled right into the package. So let's dive right in and see what Cloud Enterprise can do for you. To manage mega scale, we deliver a unified command center for admins through which you can get enterprise-grade security, reliability, and change management control across all Atlassian products in one place. This means one single place for org-wide admins to manage across your instances, users, and products. One central organization-wide user directory that shows you how many active users are working on your Atlassian products. A central user admin view where you can grant and revoke permissions across all of your Atlassian products. And eventually, one central place to manage all of your builds across Atlassian products. With Cloud Enterprise, we deliver org insights. This helps you get deeper visibility into how your org is using Atlassian Cloud. From security to utilization, these insights will help you maximize your efficiency across the org. At mega scale, companies are multinational. We have data centers around the world to help deliver quick responses no matter where your offices are located. Many of you work in regulated industries with specific data guidelines. To serve you, as part of Cloud Enterprise, we now offer data residency support. Yes, this means you will have the choice to pick where your data is hosted, from Jira issues to Confluence pages to comments, attachments, and configuration. You choose where your data lives. Coming up first in EU and North America, for existing customers that upgrade to Cloud Enterprise, you can also choose to migrate your data from one realm to another. While the cloud delivers automatic updates to keep your teams abreast with the latest and greatest experience, it can sometimes be overwhelming for users to deal with that rate of change. With Cloud Enterprise, we empower org admins with change management control, so you can roll out the latest capabilities to your users in a streamlined fashion without disrupting your business. To solve this, we are building release tracks. With this, you can choose to defer feature rollout to your users for up to 2 weeks and bundle them together in a single push so you can be prepared with rollout guides, documentation, and a plan before your users are exposed to new features across your organization. Not just that, you can even test those features in an enterprise cloud sandbox before you roll them out. With the enterprise sandbox, you can clone your production data and your app data. So you can make a super realistic assessment of what changes will look like in production for your entire organization. Recent events have shown us how important business continuity is for our organizations. So we've partnered with the best in the industry to give you DLP integration options that you need. This is available as part of Atlassian Access as well as Cloud Enterprise. We know how mission critical Atlassian is to your organizations. So we are raising our SLA bar further with Cloud Enterprise to offer uptime guarantees of 99.95%. We know how integral our app ecosystem is to our customers. We're already working with key marketplace partners to ensure that you have enterprise-ready apps when you adopt Cloud Enterprise. We also have solution partners around the world who can help you adopt, configure, and maximize your use of Enterprise Cloud across an array of services that they offer. However, we understand that your success and reliance on Atlassian depends on more than just products and apps. We have an army of Atlassians and partners to support you. With Cloud Enterprise, you get 24/7 customer support with a guaranteed 30-minute response time from dedicated senior specialists. We've got your back. Our massive network of Atlassian partners are here to assist you with apps and services and any other extended needs you may have. And finally, we also offer technical account managers and customer success managers from Atlassian that are here to help you design and apply the right processes and practices throughout your organization. With this, we now have an Atlassian Cloud offering that's just right for you across every company size, industry, or geography. Whether you want to self-serve or get assistance, use our products right out of the box, or customize and extend with apps and integrations, we have a solution that meets your every need. With Atlassian Cloud, you get the best experience with industrial-grade security and reliability, so you can fully focus on your core business. All of these efforts collectively serve a singular purpose. We want your teams to do their best work while you scale your org, live up to your customer promise, and innovate at cloud speed. To help you on your journey to cloud, we've worked hard to supply you with tools, resources, and support you need at every step of that journey. Last year, we launched our Cloud Migration Center, your one-stop shop for all migration-related queries. With the Migration Center, we launched our Confluence Migration Assistant, an automatic tool that has helped many customers migrate their spaces from server to cloud. In fact, we got such positive feedback on this tool that we are now launching a Jira Migration Assistant. This will help you move your Jira instances on a project-by-project basis alongside your groups and users from server to cloud. Now you have the flexibility to choose which project you want to migrate when. In addition to Confluence Spaces and Jira projects, we also want to simplify migration of your apps from server to cloud. To help with this, we've launched a tool to assess your app footprint to evaluate which apps you use and the simplest path to upgrade those to the cloud. We know that some of you would like additional assistance with your migration journey and prefer to employ migration services. Our solution partners are here to help you make your journey easy and smooth as they continue to migrate more and more customers to cloud. Customers like ARM, who are moving thousands of users to cloud with the support of our channel partner Adaptavist and assistance from our in-house enterprise migration program called Lighthouse. And customers like Redfin, who moved back to Atlassian Cloud to lower costs and boost efficiency. Moving to the cloud has given the Redfin team the freedom to focus on customer service and market strategy rather than maintaining infrastructure. The easiest way to experience the magic of cloud is by trying it for yourself. Like we announced yesterday, we now offer free plans on cloud for up to 10 users. For larger customers of server and data center, we've made it easy to try cloud for your whole org thanks to extended cloud trials. These last longer than standard trials for a minimum of 60 days of the duration of your maintenance. Designed specifically to meet migrators' needs, they give you the time and flexibility you need to explore, test, and migrate to cloud on your own timeline. All of this at zero extra cost. Across the rush of innovation and ease of migration, there has never been a better time to get to the cloud. Come experience the best of what Atlassian has to offer. We are confident that you will love it. Next up, you will hear from my teammates Allison and Junie on how we help you build for change and scale on our data center products.
Welcome to the data center session of today's keynote. I'm Allison Huslid, Head of Server and Data Center Product, and today me and my colleague Junie Dinda, Head of Server and Data Center Marketing, are here to share our investments in our data center products. Atlassian is partnering with our largest customers to create innovative solutions as your businesses change and embrace new types of teamwork and collaboration. In this session, you'll learn how we are supporting your agile IT and dev teams and providing an enterprise-grade platform to support you for years to come. And even though we aren't in Vegas this year, I'm really excited we get to speak with many more of you through Remote Summit. And often, when we speak with customers, we discuss how organizations of the future aren't just built to last, they're built for change. And there's no question that we live in times of extreme change right now. Ensuring you have a solid foundation with the right software, tools, and processes in place to handle sudden changes like we're experiencing today is critical to your success. So throughout today's session, you'll learn how data center and our enterprise solutions provide you a platform for scaling your teams. So let's start with our platform for enterprise scale, Data Center. I hope you're all aware of Data Center right now, although, the big hot room where your servers live. No, actually, I'm talking about our self-managed Enterprise Edition. If you're not as familiar with Data Center, it started as a cluster deployment solution for teams whose server products had become mission critical within their organizations. And initially, when we released Data Center back in 2014, it provided performance at scale with high availability. In the 2 years following Data Center's launch, it offered SAML support, zero downtime upgrades, and read-only mode. Since then, many of you have shared feedback that you'd like for us to solve for the other needs you have beyond performance, scale, and high availability. So in the last year, we've been working on a number of new capabilities you've requested. Better performance for distributed teams through mirror farms and CDN support, enhanced reliability with API rate limiting, and support for cluster databases through Aurora DB and AWS, along with a bunch more. And to give you some context on how these improvements are helping customers, those of you who have adopted a CDN reported improved performance across almost every major action, and the number of long loading pages has been cut in half. And going forward, we will continue to invest in scale and performance and enhanced reliability for Data Center, along with expanding into 2 new areas we've heard from you. So today, we'll dive into 2 of these new areas, security and compliance, along with user management, to make sure that you know how our self-managed Enterprise Edition can meet your evolving needs. Let's first check out the improvements to performance and scale you can benefit from today. While many of you experience similar scale-related challenges, we know each of you is at a different stage of growth, and your environments and needs are unique. Depending on the maturity and size of your instance and its growth pattern, you have a range of solutions available to meet your needs. For your data center environment, it is important to make sure you are using the right hardware and configurations to properly support your team's scale. To help you determine the right size of your instance and make the best hardware and configuration choices, we've built and updated load profiles and provided infrastructure and environment guidelines for Jira Software, Jira Service Desk, Confluence, and Bitbucket. And many of you have thousands of active users and multiple apps connected to your instance, making a destabilized data center cluster or abuse from those users and apps more likely. To help you mitigate this risk, we've provided guides to help you set up instance monitoring so you can identify infrastructure bottlenecks and prevent performance degradation. Additionally, as some of you may have heard, last year, API rate limiting became available in each of our data center products to help you prevent abuse from bad actors. You can also use external process pools in Confluence Data Center to prevent node crashes when CPU-heavy tasks are executed. On top of setting up the right environment and having the controls in place to prevent abuse, you also have to think about managing the data in your data center instance that seems to increase exponentially. Increased data stored on your instance can slow down the product, making it harder for your users to navigate and access the information they need. This is why we've been hard at work providing you with a number of tools to clean up and optimize the data in your system. Things like product and issue archiving or custom field optimizer in Jira, along with providing those APIs so marketplace vendors can provide tools to manage data as well. And for those of you out there with some of the largest instances, managing your environment and data may not be enough to satisfy your growth. It's for you. We are making significant investments to remove bottlenecks and re-architecting parts of our applications to unlock next levels of scale. A few examples of these improvements that we've made recently are providing a faster search experience with the Lucene upgrade and a cache re-architecture in Jira, cleaning up synchrony in Confluence, and adding support for Delta Islands and Mirror Farms in Bitbucket. And these efforts have shown great improvements. In Jira, between our two enterprise releases, 7.13 and 8.5, you can experience viewing boards 34% faster and viewing backlogs 70% faster. While in Confluence, your users can observe better performance across almost all major actions with mean latency cut in half. JSD benefited from our Jira improvements as well, with view dashboard loads 35% faster and view page loads 24% faster. While cloning and fetching large repositories in Bitbucket is 2 to 5x faster, and in Crowd, you can view all users up to 250 times faster. Those are some major improvements, and that's just the start. Soon, in the future, you'll have access to greater scale through improved custom field performance in Jira, the ability to go beyond 4 nodes in Jira Confluence, index improvements made in Confluence, and removal of NFS bottlenecks in Bitbucket. So looking across our scale initiatives, we're providing you the tools and resources to help you make the best optimizations to meet your organization's requirements, while also investing in the platform to ensure you have a strong foundation for scale built for the future. But we aren't only focused on the core data center products. We are working closely with vendors to make sure the apps running on your instance are just as reliable and performant at scale. Since we've launched the Data Center Apps program 18 months ago, we have seen close to a 7 times drop in high priority tickets for those customers who are running data center apps. And we now have over 820 data center approved apps with coverage for 97% of the top 100 ones used in server. That's about 500 more data center approved apps added since last summit. We're also seeing vendors take great advantage of the APIs we've built to provide you with enhanced capabilities in data center. So for instance, if you're using ScriptRunner for Data Center, built by Adaptivist, which I know many of you are, you can now use the new issue archiving built-in job. This new tool lets you run an automatic crawl through your data center instance and archive all old issues that are no longer used. The beauty of this built-in job is that it can be scheduled to run regularly during a maintenance downtime period. You can also automatically archive issues with a done status, let's say that's older than 100 days, than a year, or delete a number of unlimited issues. So now that we've covered all the ways we have and will continue to support performance at scale and reliability, let's dive into the largest expansion area in data center, security and compliance. Many of you have shared how critical it is to have the tools available to meet your evolving and security and compliance needs. And we too at Atlassian face similar challenges as we scale. And you and I aren't alone at this. A recent report by IronNet shows 80% of IT and security leaders have experienced at least one cybersecurity incident in the last year, and that it was so severe it required a board-level meeting. And in 2018, a Verizon investigation into over 2,000 confirmed data breaches confirmed that more than a third of those involved internal actors. So it's no surprise that we've heard from you that your user management and provisioning processes are becoming more and more complex. Achieving secure authentication of your users with correct authorizations for which tools they can access is critical to the safety and security of your organization. Since we first introduced SAML back in 2016, things have changed in the authentication and authorization space. There are new standards and regulations you need to comply with, and the technology has evolved, and so have we. So we've been investing in 4 key areas to make sure you have an integrated first-class experience for user management in data center products. First is around secure authentication or authorization. The OAuth 2.0 framework is well known as one of the most secure data sharing standards on the market for many reasons. It allows limited access to the user's data and allows access when authorization tokens expire. It has the ability to share data of users without having to release personal information. It's this added security that it's a big reason why organizations like Google and Microsoft have deemed it the mandatory authorization flow when you integrate with their suites of products. It's also why I'm very excited to announce that our data center products will soon support OAuth 2.0, making integrations such as these far easier and less time intensive. And the second area is providing a secure authentication experience. We're building on top of our support for SAML and adding support for OpenID Connect, which has been rapidly growing in popularity within enterprise organizations. And we're providing you the flexibility to adhere to any and all security requirements set by your organization. For those of you who have disparate services that use different authentication sources, we are building the ability to integrate with multiple IDPs, giving you more flexibility in what could become a spaghetti pile of services. And last but not least, we're streamlining the user provisioning process by enabling just-in-time provisioning, so that user accounts are created automatically when a new user authenticates for the first time using SSO. And we're adding support for SCIM, making it easier to automate the exchange of user identity information. And for your team's mobile devices, we've recently introduced mobile device management, or MDM, support for the Jira and Confluence Server mobile apps. Now you can distribute our Android and iOS apps to your organization's approved devices through your MDM provider, and you can pre-populate the instance's site URLs. This makes setup and login and way easier and more secure for individual users who want to take Jira and Confluence on the go. But user management is only one component within enterprise security we've been investing in. Soon, we will release advanced auditing across our data center products. Just like how a security camera instills a level of confidence in a store owner, deters criminals, and helps resolve issues, advanced auditing provides you the ability to meet your corporate policies around information security and provides you the insights you need to understand what's happening in your organization. By being able to track, log, and analyze the actions taking place in your instance, you can get all the information needed to demonstrate compliance, make important decisions for risk prevention, and quickly respond to security incidents all from one place. With advanced auditing, we've increased event coverage beyond admin auditing to include user auditing, and now offering coverage across all sorts of areas, including user management, permissions, and end user activity. And now that you have more events logged, you want to make sure you can do something with that data. File externalization allows you to integrate with third-party tools, such as Splunk, Elk, Sumo Logic, or Amazon CloudWatch, and many more. Your events are securely logged to the database and to a file in the local home directory. From there, you have the opportunity to sort, customize, and create reports however you see fit. And for all of you admins in the audience today, we think audit delegation will be a game changer. Soon, you'll be able to delegate responsibility and permission to select users. This will allow them to access the audit log where you find necessary and beneficial. They'll be able to track down what and when things change within their own projects, spaces, or repositories, freeing you up from the continual requests and unblocking teams by providing them the visibility and agility they need to get work done. And speaking of increased visibility for troubleshooting, let's talk about a particularly sticky area for most Confluence admins: permissions. Regardless of how you're using Confluence, we know the information stored in your Confluence instance can often be proprietary and highly confidential. You need to be able to trust that the content stored in Confluence is secure and that only the correct people have access to view or edit specific information. So with that in mind, we've introduced 3 new advanced permissions features for Confluence Data Center admins to solve for just this. You now have the ability to easily audit space permissions, troubleshoot and change access levels, and bulk edit space permission settings for users and groups. I know many Confluence admins who have had to audit Confluence page by page, space by space, to provide a permissions report for their compliance and leadership teams. And I imagine many of you have had the same challenge. So now on the Inspect Permissions page, you'll be able to enter criteria, see which individuals and groups can access certain spaces, and search permissions by group or space. You can export the results or dig into the details of a specific user or group's access. So now that we've covered security, let's jump into some of our compliance-specific efforts. In order to make our products available to all users, we've been addressing accessibility in our server and data center products. Last year, we published our voluntary product accessibility templates, or VPATs for short, for Jira software, for Confluence, Bitbucket, and Jira Service Desk, and data center products. Since then, we've been hard at work addressing the VPAT findings and working towards WCAG-AA or 508 compliance. And soon, we're going to introduce personal accessibility settings in JIRA 8.8. And for those of you in the EU, we've been investing in GDPR compliance across our server and data center products. Last year, we introduced the ability to delete and anonymize user accounts in Confluence and Bitbucket, and provided user anonymization in JIRA Software 8.7. And we understand that our tools are mission critical for many of our customers and are a key component to how your teams get work done. But the value shouldn't end there. We want to help you harness the individual and team level data that sits within your instance to better inform business decisions. Whether that's having a better understanding of your people to work allocation or understanding your team's productivity and throughput, it's these types of things that will help you succeed in a competitive market. That's why we're excited to share that we're exploring new features around business insights to help you unlock critical information about your organization's productivity and the impact that Atlassian's tools have through a combination of reports and raw data segments. So these are just a few of the most recent updates we have to share. But please continue to look for more data center goodness, our enterprise edition, as we continue to bring value in all of these areas. And I know that was a lot, but I have one final exciting thing to share with you. We've heard from lots of customers that they want to use our data center features, but they don't need clustering or want the hassle and expense of setting it up. So we've recently made changes so that you don't have to deploy data center in a clustered environment. By simply dropping in a data center license key and hitting save, you'll instantly get access to new data center features directly from within your admin console. You can now quickly deploy features like product and issue archiving to optimize your JIRA instance and speed up load times for your end users. Or keep work moving forward by minimizing planned downtime with read-only mode in Confluence, and stand up SAML for a secure SSO experience across your data center products, all without any changes to your existing architecture. Every feature that we've been adding to data center, you can try them in your server or dev environment today. Just go to my.atlassian.com and to get a data center evaluation license. You can be confident in a quick, smooth upgrade to meet your ever-changing needs with Atlassian Data Center. That wraps up our investments in the data center platform. Now I'm going to pass it off to Junie to share how we're supporting teams' new ways of work at scale.
Thanks, Allison. There is so much data center goodness from that section. And now I want to speak to you about how we're helping teams scale and setting them up for the next chapter. So as many of you have learned during the past few weeks, we need to flex and work differently, maybe remotely, with teams that cannot co-locate or collaborate in a single office. And maybe teams need to scale up a new project on a moment's notice, or really pivot their strategy because the market is unpredictable. Teams are going to need a foundation for collaboration that won't fail, and you're in the essential position to steer the teamwork ship forward as your organizations continue to respond to change, evolve, and grow. So we've focused our investments on helping software teams, IT teams, and developer teams ensure that they have the right tools and practices in place to grow their organizations. So first, I want to talk about scaling Agile. In a team-level software development, the benefits of Agile at the team level are super clear. Agile tools and practices accelerate innovation, provide competitive differentiation, and give you speed to market. But the stakes have been raised. Businesses must now adapt quickly at enterprise scale. And this means unleashing the potential of more Agile teams, helping new types of teams adopt lean and Agile ways of working, and even having the managers take that culture of Agile and become the model for it, putting forth values like transparency and experimentation on full display. And we know that this is easier said than done. So for any transforming enterprise to succeed and achieve business agility, they need to master the following. The first is visibility. Do we have the visibility into all the work being done in the places that we need? Are teams aware of the work that's happening around them? And do the supporting stakeholders actually know the full context of everything that the team has on their plate? The next is alignment. Is the committed or considered work aligned to strategy? Are there hidden business as usual projects or tech that are consuming a team's capacity? Do teams understand the impact of their work to the business? And perhaps most importantly, adaptability, embracing change and reaching true organization-wide agility. This might mean that when the market changes or plans need to be scrapped based on new information, are teams able to take advantage of that insight to make faster decisions and adapt their strategy? Sure, that sounds a bit familiar at this point, right? In order to accelerate your transformation and achieve the desired outcomes from both an agile and digital transformation perspective, we believe that you need to nail these 3 core competencies. Now, as you can imagine, this requires communication and coordination across a massive scale. The ways teams plan, execute, and measure their work lives in every level of the organization and across different functional roles. Atlassian products help bring teams together at all levels, both for increased alignment and collaboration, but also so they can stay out of each other's way and empower each other to get things done. So let's start with Jira Software. Jira Software is the foundation for every agile transformation. And this is really where agile teams are able to autonomously collaborate and deliver software. And then we have Portfolio for Jira, our agile road mapping tool that's based on real-time data from the teams who are working in Jira Software. And then we have Jira Align, our business agility platform that extends the power of agile across your enterprise and really connects strategy to execution and keeps teams focused on business outcomes. And we're going to share how we've introduced updates into each of these products to help solve your agility challenges. So Jira Software is a platform for agile teamwork. And teams are using Jira every day to plan, track, and deliver work in most parts of the organization. And we've heard from you that you want to extend the power of Jira to more people in your organization, both across to more departments or types of teams, as well as upwards to the people who are tracking, prioritizing, and setting the strategy to inform your team's work. And when your software teams are all using the same tool, they have a single source of truth for work across the entire organization. And if you're in the process of consolidating and growing on Jira, Data Center is your solution. If you're looking at bringing more visibility into all the work that's being done in Jira to teams like project management and portfolio management, we've got a number of updates that we believe can make Jira the foundation for enterprise teams undertaking agile transformations. And that starts with planning further into the future. In order to plan big streams of work across multiple teams, you need to think multiple sprints ahead, and which is something that you actually can't easily do today. Now Jira supports the creation of multiple sprints with planned dates. So now both program managers and scrum masters can ensure the alignment of multiple teams' work to more accurately forecast planned work. So with additional sets of permissions, you can decide on who can plan, reschedule, or create future sprints, and help with coordination and ensure the alignment across multiple teams' work. And another challenge that we see is that teams who are agile and working in Jira at the team level, but it might be difficult to get visibility into how their work is lining up against company-level strategic priorities, company budgets, and so on. And that's what Jira Align is for. To help you align your agile teams up, down, and across the organization, we've been hard at work to build an Atlassian-grade integration between Jira Software and Jira Align. So with the new Jira Align connector, we're ensuring that Jira Align and Jira Software connection is easy to set up and painless to maintain. And by making the integration seamless, you're going to accelerate your time to value with Jira Align and have minimal overhead keeping these two systems in sync. And looking into the future, we're going to be investing in 2 key parts of Jira Software to help you better plan, track, and release across every agile team. And we're exploring ways to make the release process across Jira, Portfolio for Jira, and Jira Align improved. We know that release management at scale can be very tricky, and release managers are coordinating across many teams and departments. And that's why we want to make the lives of the release managers easier by freeing up the releases from project structure and introducing improvements to make the release process even more natural. And we're also exploring on how you can make it easier to stay in sync by calling certain types of work the same thing. For example, if you've implemented a full or partial safe framework and you want to rename epics to features, our goal is for you to easily be able to do that natively in Jira Software. So that's how we're setting your agile team's foundation in Jira Software. And next, I want to take you to what's new in Portfolio for Jira. So we recommend Portfolio for Jira for program level planning with groups of up to 150 people or about 20 agile teams. It's best for a collection of teams that want to create a visual a representation of their work happening in Jira software, if they want to manage dependencies and really get a sense of if they want to hit their upcoming milestones. And since the release of Portfolio a year ago, 80% of our customers have opted into the new Portfolio experience. And we've heard how you're finding it much easier to do tactile planning and get in-the-moment insights. And as you heard in this morning's keynote, Portfolio for Jira has been such a hit with our customers in the past year, we're actually bringing this new Portfolio 3.0 experience to cloud in our Jira Premium plan. So what makes Portfolio so great is that it can help you create a realistic roadmap for your teams. Capacity, though, can be a moving target. There's holidays, team changes, and all other factors. They play into whether a team can deliver on time. To help address this, we recently launched a new snapshot of key sprint details, which gives you insight into your team's velocity in Jira software. So soon, there's going to be the ability to adjust your team's future sprint velocity based on a few different factors. By looking at your past and present team velocity and adjusting your team's expected velocity for the future planned sprints, you're going to have a more accurate read on whether your plans can actually get done. This is going to take the guesswork out of all of your scoping decisions and make your plans more predictable. Part of the power of portfolio planning is able to share it outside of your team. But not everyone is a portfolio aficionado. This is actually the case for me. I'm in marketing, spend about 95% of my time in Confluence, but my R&D team, they're using Portfolio for Jira to manage all of the roadmaps. So I have requested, or truly being honest, begged my product managers to find a way to view plans in Confluence. And voila, my wishes have been answered. So a new capability that I'm personally excited about is the integration between Portfolio and Confluence. So you can now save different views of your portfolio plans and then embed them live actually in pages in a Confluence macro. And because they're always up to date, it's very easy to point your stakeholders back to the same source of truth instead of having to reshare your roadmaps or update your PowerPoint or keynotes. Super excited about this one. So that's just a selection of the latest and greatest from Portfolio. And whether or not that you've used it from the past, there's so much more to check out. So please take a look and give it a spin. And finally, I want to talk about the newest member of Agile at Scale family at Atlassian, Jira Align. Jira Align brings new value to the challenges of visibility, alignment, and adaptability at enterprise scale. In the past year since the acquisition, we've not only been focused on improving the integration between Jira Align and the Atlassian product suite, we're also helping our customers in large-scale Agile transformations improve their ability to make all of their work visible, get aligned to strategy, and really hone the ability to adapt and innovate faster than before. And as you heard in the keynote, we've added a connector to bring all the work happening in Trello into Jira Align. And so whether development teams are choosing to use Trello or teams are supporting product releases, you have that visibility into their work. And we just released a new power-up that links teams' Trello boards to your Jira Align instance. So you're able to then create a burn-up chart and cumulative flow reports for your team boards. By tracking work from Trello in Jira Align, you can see the progress towards your quarterly increments. You can see all of the work happening in Trello and how it rolls up into your company's strategic objectives and direction. Speaking of higher level business objectives, how many of you are using OKRs to measure quarterly or monthly progress to goals? Okay, how many of you scramble to get data to actually do this? So Jira Align has actually built a dashboard for you to understand real-time OKR scores and all of the work connected to that OKR. This is in real time available to all of your teams, so they can actually see how their individual sprints are impacting the overall OKR. And in order to help you learn faster and pivot as needed, you can harness the data in Jira Align with the addition of Business Insights for Jira Align. Business Insights is really unleashing the power of your Jira Align data. allowing it to be consumed by your favorite BI tool. And we clean up all the data that you need so you can start exploring your data in your BI tool and extending your existing data lake, all with your Jira Align data. But when it comes to all of this data in Jira Align, sometimes you just don't know what the question is. And that's why we're taking major steps to bring artificial intelligence directly into your Jira Align experience. And we're looking at ways to guide you as you navigate your data and point you in the right direction. At the same time, we're also trying to look at how to make Jira Align smarter and change the way that it presents the data to you, so you are ensuring that you have all the right data to make the right decisions for your business. So that's it for our Agile at Scale solution. And just as we're helping teams scale their Agile transformations, we're also helping IT teams take the change in their enterprise organizations. As industries are shifting into the software services world and customer expectations are higher than ever, IT teams are sitting in the center of this change. They're driving exceptional end user experiences, delivering services with agility, and increasing the flow of work and value to the business. And we're also seeing many different ways of working in enterprises. And enterprise IT now has to support teams that are working in traditional ways and those that are working in more modern ways, those that are adopting DevOps or undergoing cloud transformations. But then there's also those that are trying to move between both of those worlds. Traditional IT legacy solutions are not built to support these new ways of working. They're often inflexible and pretty hard to adapt, and they cause friction and silos if it comes to collaborating across different tools and teams. As IT teams are shifting towards more collaborative, iterative, and customer-centric approaches, they're choosing modern IT solutions such as Jira Service Desk. And we're seeing across the industry, from higher ed to services, they're embracing this new way of working. Good example is ISS World. They are one of the world's largest providers of integrated facility services. They decided to strategically invest in Jira Service Desk to create a single point of contact for 500,000 employees and to standardize their internal processes across their teams, across IT, finance, and HR. And now you might have heard from my colleagues a bit earlier about the investments that we're making in Jira Service Desk Cloud to reimagine the ITSM experience for the modern era of IT. And as we get feedback from our cloud customers on these new great experiences, we're going to be bringing over the best and adapting them for server and data center customers. The first of these experiences is incident management. So now we know how crucial it is to keep services up and running and the enormous impact incidents have on revenue, on reputation, and productivity. And that's why we're working hard on building a highly integrated product suite. And now when you connect your Jira Service Desk instance with Opsgenie, you're going to notice a more integrated functionality and insights to help your IT teams resolve incidents more efficiently. For example, if a support agent identifies a ticket that needs attention, they can easily create a major incident that's escalated to teams who are working in Opsgenie without losing the valuable context. Agents can even search on major incidents happening in Opsgenie and link to it. All of the major incidents in Opsgenie are then automatically pulled into Jira Service Desk, providing a holistic view of current and past major incidents. So this is really no more jumping between your ITSM solution and your monitoring and alerting system. And you now have one platform for IT support and ops team to support your most critical services. Outside of incident management, we know that adaptive change management is critical for teams to streamline the flow of work and stay innovative. And that's why we're going to be investigating ways to reimagine traditional change management practices so teams can really improve the flow of infrastructure changes to deliver greater value to the business. And to better support the business, the team has been focused on making work easier across service management for agents and end users alike. So let's start with agents. And we've been working at making agents more efficient by making their queues easier to use. We started with improving queues with better sorting. And next, agents are going to be able to bulk edit issues and make changes in line. saving countless hours. And finally, they're going to be able to star commonly used queues for quick access. And now let's talk about what we're doing for end users. As the demand for cloud services increase, we know how important it is to balance the high demand for products, but also with risk and security. And that's why we partner with AWS to build an AWS service catalog for Jira Service Desk. This is now free in the Atlassian marketplace. And with this app, the users can now self-serve and request admin-approved AWS catalogs right in Jira Service Desk. And admins can rest easy knowing that governance and compliance needs are met. And lastly, self-service is important for all global employees. And that's why we're working on a highly requested feature, the ability for the language of the customer portal to display in the local setting for each user. So each and every employee can have the same seamless and exceptional experience. So leading teams through change just doesn't end with IT. At the end of the day, moving innovation forward depends on your development teams. And we've always been committed to delivering the right tools that help them and every team succeed. To see how we're increasing the developers' quality of life and velocity, I want to take a look at their workflow. So last year at Summit, we rolled out a few new features focusing on two aspects of the developer workflow: commit and push changes and build results. This year, we doubled down on enhancing the build, test, and analyze phase through the CI/CD integrations and the code review workflow with a renewed focus on pull requests in Bitbucket, making them easier and faster to use than ever before. But before we go into that, I want to start with build, test, and analyze. So testing new features and getting information on the success of every build is central for developers to get their work done. And unfortunately, getting that information, it may mean jumping between multiple applications and spending an inordinate amount of time troubleshooting different configurations. And this is why we're so excited to announce Bitbucket support for integrated CI/CD with Bamboo and Jenkins and others. Integrated CI/CD, it makes it super easy to build and maintain a CI/CD pipeline and provides contextual feedback at every stage of the software development cycle. And streamlining the software release process and removing the need to constantly switch between products. And we've also improved builds in Bamboo in a true iterative style. And now we've given the ability to define and maintain branch configurations that differ from the master branch. And this really gives developers the flexibility to update build configurations as often as they need in line with their corresponding code. And we've seen how these changes have improved our internal developer productivity, and we're so pleased to be sharing this with you. And now to pull requests, the core of the Bitbucket experience. We're unleashing tons of new value in our revamped pull request experience. These several new features have been requested and voted on by you, our users. To start, we've made the experience faster. Performance has improved by almost 50% across key pages and interactions. Collaboration is even better than ever with tools like syntax highlighting on the unified diff. And the ability to expand context and comment anywhere in the diff. This really gives reviewers the flexibility and control to suggest changes wherever they're needed. And we also added filtering to the file tree. I'm really excited about all of these changes in Bitbucket and actually all the changes in all of the products that I've just spoke about. And this wraps up some of the things that we're doing to support all of your teams at scale, regardless of if they're a software team, a developer team, or an IT team. Okay, now we've gone through a lot of content, and I hope you're all excited as I am to be on this journey of growth with you. Thank you for joining us at Atlassian Remote Summit, and we've had a great time and hope you have it as well. There's still a lot to explore, so be sure to watch out the breakout session and demos and join the live Q&A chats and visit the sponsor and product areas. And of course, please visit the website to learn more about Atlassian Data Center and how we can help your business be built for change. Thank you so much.